Hello! Today's stories come from r/relationships. We have 4 stories today, and there's a theme. First up, my girlfriend, 21-year-old female, cheated on me, 23-year-old male, with my father, 54-year-old male. Do I cut my dad off or try to forgive him? We have been together for over a year. My girlfriend and father last week sat me down to tell me they had a week-long affair a couple months ago. They only hooked up 3 times, they said. And after the third time, they say they both felt extremely guilty and mortified at their actions. They've been wanting to tell me since then, but didn't have the hearts. I always knew they got on well. They bonded over many shared interests, but I never saw this coming. I feel completely sick. I haven't eaten hardly anything since they told me. I haven't officially broken up with her yet, but it is obvious as I haven't responded to any of the texts or calls she sent. When they first told me, and after it had sank in, I left and haven't said a word to anyone outside of work since. I've been a total ghost to my whole family and friend group. My dad and I are very close. For my whole life, I have looked up to him. He and my mom divorced when I was a teenager, but they had been very friendly to each other, which made the process so much easier. I want to forgive my dad, but if my girlfriend had cheated on me with another person, I would easily cut them both off. And in a weird way, my dad has hurt me so much more by doing this than she has. I could get over a cheating girlfriend, but my relationship with my father, a relationship I cherished, is destroyed. And it's his fault. My question is this: should I forgive my father? How can I forgive him? Should I tell my mom or brother? Would I be cruel for completely cutting him off, which is what my heart is telling me to do? Update. I have received several PMs asking me to update. A bit has happened since then, but I will try to be brief to avoid a wall of boring text. So, I told my mom and brother like everyone suggested. My mom was heartbroken, and we talked for a few hours. She told me she was not surprised. When they were married, she suspected him of having inappropriate contact with students. My dad is a handsome man, and she told me many girls would give him that kind of attention. She did not know if he was unfaithful for certain, though. My brother took it as I expected. He blamed my ex and told me I should date less slutty women. I feel like this is missing the point, but whatever. I can't stand that guy anyway. For the following week after I dumped my ex, she would call and text me a lot. The gist was basically she loved me and I should forgive her because she made a mistake but hates herself for it. She told me it was just physical and that she wanted to fulfill her fantasy of getting with an older male teacher before we got married. I didn't respond to any of these messages or return her calls. I hadn't heard from my dad until a few days ago when he came by to reconcile. He let himself in, as he has a key, and we talked. He told me about how the affair started, with them flirting a little. Eventually, they hooked up. He said while they had hooked up 3 times, only the last time was actually all the way. The first 2 she just gave oral, and apparently he used his hands on her. He told me this like I was going to be relieved they only did it once. In reality, I was horrified that now a detailed picture was in my mind. I asked him if he had been in contact with my ex. He said yes, and that they had had dinner a few times as friends because he was worried about her. According to my ex, I was emotionally torturing her, and my dad believes he is responsible for her. I told him I would not have a relationship with him ever if he kept in contact with her. He said I was his son and that he would be in my life regardless. I just held my tongue. He then told me it was crappy to tell my mom and brother, like I was trying to ruin his reputation. I was done, so I just nodded and apologized. I know that was cowardly, but I didn't want an argument. That was a few days ago. I haven't told anyone else other than my immediate family. I still don't know whether to totally cut contact with my dad. Part of me does, part of me doesn't. Edit. People are concerned with me apologizing. I do not actually feel remorse. I told him that because it is what he wanted to hear, and I wanted him to leave. At that point, I was just nodding along to avoid an argument and him potentially staying longer. Also, I should have asked for the key, but like someone said here, it is difficult for me to face him, so I admit I wasn't thinking straight. Apologizing? For what? I get the edit that he was just saying it to get rid of his dad, but still, come on. His dad didn't even apologize. There's a few updates in the comments that were too tiny to pull, but the dad and mom are divorced, so the dad wasn't cheating. The girlfriend kept trying to say she doesn't accept the breakup, but she got told to move on. Hopefully, she didn't move on with the dad. Just a little foreshadowing for you. Next up, my 25-year-old male girlfriend, 22-year-old female, has slept with my dad, 52-year-old male. I guess the title is self-explanatory, but I really don't know what to do right now because my parents have been married since they were both 18 years old, and my mom really loves him, and she would be heartbroken if I told her what happened. Long story short, me and my girlfriend had been together for 2 years now, and it seemed everything was perfect and going in the right direction. She had just recently graduated and we moved in together. But 2 weeks ago from now, she told me that our love life was getting boring and told me previously she has a thing for way older men. But I guess I just brushed it off my mind because, since she's with me, I trusted her and believed that she loved me. So my dad is a lawyer, and my girlfriend got her driver's license revoked recently, and my dad decided to help us with this case in court in order to get back her license. So far, everything was fine, and since I work, I couldn't always be present whenever my dad needed to talk to us in person. So my girlfriend started going to his office, which is about 15 minutes from where we live. And last week, she got home pretty late, around 3 a.m., and she smelled exactly like my dad's cologne, and she came back in a whole different outfit than the one she left the house in. Plus, she's drunk. And me, being completely impulsive, I asked her where she was. And she just told me she went to meet her girlfriend after she had talked with my dad. She just gave me a quick reply and went to take a shower and left her purse in the living room. So, since I was already suspicious about the whole situation, I reached for her purse and saw condoms there, which we don't even use for a long time now. Not only that, I took a look at her phone. We know each other's passwords. And she has been sending dirty pictures to my dad's phone. After she got out of the shower, I confronted her about everything, and she flat out told me that she was going to tell me sooner or later but didn't feel ready, and that it had been stronger than her to resist an older man, and that she didn't feel the same for me anymore. My mom knows nothing about this, and I have no clue what to do, because both of them are buttholes. And my mom has basically wasted her life married to a degenerate who has no respect for her, and honestly, I doubt my ex-girlfriend was the only woman he slept with during their 34 years of marriage. What should I do? Tell my mom? Let her live in ignorance? Legit got no idea what to do. Update. I told my mom about it and showed her a couple of messages I managed to screenshot, and she is going for the divorce. And as of right now, she will be staying at my aunt's house because she refuses to stay in the same house as my dad. To those of you telling me to break up with my girlfriend, I have obviously done that the moment I found out about it and blocked her from every social media and her number. My mom's family and I will be helping her through all of this process and make sure she gets to keep the house and make my dad go live elsewhere. Whew, thank goodness for that update. OP deleted his account after the update, but the top comment prior to the update was, "Tell your mom, block the ex, confront your dad, and let the chips fall where they may." It looks like OP followed through on some sane advice from Reddit for once. Our third story is, I, 22-year-old male, got my girlfriend's 21-year-old female mom, a 42-year-old female, pregnant, and she won't get an abortion. I've been with my girlfriend for 5 years. We've been together since high school and attend the same college now, but we decided instead of living in the dorms, we'd get a place together just off campus. My girlfriend has been overwhelmed by her curriculum and has been nothing but distant and stressed. She's always suffered from bouts of depression and anxiety, but it has gone into overdrive, and honestly, it's driven a divide in our relationship the last year or so. She's also been upset about her parents who recently split up. She invited her mom to live with us, and we surprisingly got along really good. One night, after a few drinks, her mom made a move on me, and it kinda just went from there afterwards. Last week, she told me she needed to talk to me and told me she's pregnant. I was mostly confused because she's pretty old and already had kids. I told her straight away she needed to get an abortion, and she said she just needed to think. We didn't speak much this last week, but last night my girlfriend revealed to me that her mom was pregnant and that her mom told her dad. So now my girlfriend's dad thinks the baby's his apparently, and after a brief chat with her mom, she coldly told me she's keeping it and pretty much told me to get lost. I obviously can't keep dating my girlfriend, and I can't pretend my kid's her brother. On top of that, I'm furious with her mom because she's forcing this kid into the world. Also, my girlfriend has been so depressed lately that I'm afraid the truth might cause her some serious mental harm. I know I'm a butthole in this situation, so save your judgments, but I need help. What's the best way to approach this situation that leaves the least amount of damage for everyone involved? Edit. Doing an edit since people are commenting still. I've decided to walk away from the situation and let it handle itself. I'm washing my hands of this. My girlfriend's dad is claiming the baby, and as far as anyone knows, it's his, so he's happy, and her mom is also excited to have a baby, from what my girlfriend tells me. Plus, me and my girlfriend have been getting along so good lately, and her mom is moving back home, so there's no more tension there. Our fling has all but died. Everything's gone back to normal, but kind of better. My girlfriend has grown to the idea of her mom having another kid and is excited for a sibling, and she's even hinted that she wants us to have children together in the future. The advice to move on in this thread was great and everything is moving smooth once I let go of the fact that it's my baby. It's really not. The parent is who raises it. I'll probably have a kid of my own soon, and my relationship is on fire right now. Thank you guys. I'll still reply to some comments where I think necessary. Edit. For the people who keep saying this is like fantasy for me or something is really weird. Nowhere in this post did I give it any explicit details, and before I hooked up with her, I never had any older woman fantasy. It just happened. Edit. I've replied to so many messages, I think that's all I got in me. And a lot of messages now are just insults or trolls saying my life doesn't exist. But I wanted to say again, thank you to everyone who tried to help and give me advice, even the ones that don't agree with me. I know you guys think otherwise, but leaving my girlfriend isn't the right choice for us right now. Though it's nice you guys are concerned. Whatever happens in the future happens, and I'll have to handle it then. If you guys want an update in the future, I can do that. Update. I wasn't going to do an update due to all the backlash of hate I got both on my post and even worse in my inbox, on top of people just calling my problem fake. But there were people who gave good advice and really helped me during a hard time. So this update is for them. The advice I got to back off regarding the baby situation worked itself out really well. My girlfriend's mom moved back in with her dad for about a month, but ended up leaving again because she had a miscarriage, and her dad was really upset about it. According to my girlfriend, her mom was still drinking and smoking throughout it, and her dad was constantly fighting with her about stopping for the baby. And when it passed away, he blamed her, which isn't fair because it's not his body or place to judge what she does with it. And he was really devastated at the loss and isn't doing too well mentally right now, but I think he'll get better soon. My girlfriend has been visiting him a lot and comforting him. My girlfriend thinks her mom made up the pregnancy to get back with her dad because she's known to be dramatic. But I don't think it makes sense because why would she tell me I got her pregnant? She wanted to move back in with us, but my girlfriend and I put our foot down and said she couldn't. Her mom's still upset with her for not letting her stay, but she's staying at a friend's house now, so it worked out. I took advice I got in the thread and talked to my girlfriend about going to therapy, and she was really supportive about it. We've gone to 4 or 5 sessions now, and I can't believe how much it's made our lives better. I was able to hear her explain what she's currently going through with her depression and see how much her family life has affected her. We also all agreed that I was way overwhelmed as well, dealing with her depression, the pandemic, and my college courses on top of her mom's drama she brought to our house, and that because of it, I've become distant too and not supportive of my girlfriend anymore, which only worsens her depression. We decided that I needed to start taking more time for myself and doing things that make me happy again, and my girlfriend agreed to letting me have more free space and to try to give me more attention and affection when needed, and that I would do the same for her. We've both decided to take a semester off our schooling and take the pressure off our shoulders for a little while, which I'm really excited about. A couple of guys and I were thinking about doing a hiking trip for a couple of weeks, and she wants to do some art thing, so we'll see what the future holds. Thank you to everyone who actually tried to help and didn't just see me as a devil, but a good person who did a bad thing, who's just trying to figure his life out. I appreciate the support. Edit. No, I didn't tell her about her mother and I because that is in the past, and it's a situation that will only hurt her more than help heal us. Some things are better left unsaid. Edit. Can the negative people stop replying now? I was hoping to hear from the people who had helpful, progressive advice. As you could probably tell, that was a really tricky one to get through while keeping myself together. The negative people? Oh my gosh. Don't worry, folks. The comments have us covered. Info. How did she react when you sleeping with her mother came up in therapy and that she told you it was your child she was pregnant with? You don't mention her reaction to that in your update. Did she also see that as a result of how you felt? And how does she plan to deal with her mother after knowing that she slept with her boyfriend? I have a hard time believing that she's this relaxed about it all and is okay with just giving each other more space. OP. I never told her about that. There's no point bringing in extra hurt that doesn't matter anymore. So, both you and her mom are lying trash. You were going to attempt to pass off your child as another man's and remain with the daughter of the woman you impregnated. And I just can't with the therapy and you having more space. I hope she finds out and dumps you and cuts her mother from her life. Okay, I have to ask. Does anyone think not telling the girlfriend is the right call? Is he sparing her feelings or just covering his own butt? And now for the main event. My dad, 41-year-old male, got my 25-year-old male girlfriend, 23-year-old female, pregnant. My dad got my girlfriend pregnant. They have been seeing each other while I was out of state for the past few months. Never suspected this until I got home and realized how flirtatious my girlfriend was around my father. I'm a computer nerd, so I accessed their electronic devices, computers, and took a look around. I found explicit photos and videos. At first, I was confused because my girlfriend has always been so good about this stuff. I asked my girlfriend for her phone because I wanted more proof if I was going to act on what I saw. She hesitated, but I made up some excuse. I needed to find my Google account, and she has the accounts and password saved. So she gave me her phone. And hundreds of text messages with my dad, back and forth about explicit things. At first, I was in shock, so I didn't really feel anything, until I got to the part talking about pregnancy and abortion. I was disgusted. I know for a fact that child is not mine, considering I have not been intimate with my girlfriend in a while. This happened 2 days ago. I'm angry and heartbroken that my own freaking dad would sleep with my girlfriend of 3 years, and why my girlfriend allowed it. I haven't confronted them about this yet, and I'm not sure if I can. I've been contemplating just leaving and cutting all contact between my father and my girlfriend. I love my girlfriend and I love my dad, but this has destroyed my relationship with them both completely. Currently, I've been avoiding being at home as much as possible. I think I'm just traumatized by the whole experience. The only person I've told about this is my good friend. We'll call her Nevea. She's been an enormous help, but I think I need more advice. Anything would help. No, I'm sorry if my grammar isn't perfect. English is not my native language. Also, my father had me at 16. They were teen parents. Sorry for the confusion. Well, it's not the longest story, but oh boy, is it the worst. OP scrubbed all the updates. I couldn't recover any, even on archives. I did a deep dive into the comments and learned that his dad was married, operative word being was. OP did expose the dad, and mom left. The dad then tried to get together with the girlfriend. Both the mom and OP went no contact with the dad, and he unraveled a bit based on the emails he kept trying to send to them. Stuff like, please, I miss you. Good riddance, I say. If you've enjoyed the story and would like to hear more, consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. Thanks, and bye for now.